Hey guys, Kev here, and I have an unboxing to do for you. So this package is from Tactile Turn, and I'm curious what's in here. The unboxing knife is a loaner from Stafford's EDC. Go check out Corey, Stafford's EDC on Instagram, and Casual EDC on YouTube. This is the Lucas P. I actually bought one of these now to have one for my collection. So I'm waiting on that to come in, and I don't know why I thought it was a flipper for a second. I put this ZT clip on it from MXG Gear that works pretty well. It's the 0450 clip, if anybody's curious. Looks pretty good. It fits pretty good in hand, right-handed. If you choke up, it's definitely better, and then left-handed feels really good. So I'm really digging it with that clip, enough to have picked one up. So here we go. Again, this is from Tactile Turn, and what I think it is, don't cut towards yourself, Kev. What I think it is a Bexar, or Bayer. People are calling it the Bayer. I don't know why. It's a slip joint. So they said they were sending me one. And then that was in December sometime after I reviewed the Rockwall with thumb studs. Ooh, it's the Magnacut version. Cool. So, full disclosure, they offered to send me this. So I bought the Rockwall with thumb studs that I had in, and I reviewed that. And then they said, hey, thanks for reviewing that. Would you be interested in checking out a Bexar, Bayer, whatever? And I said, yeah, I actually wouldn't mind checking out a slip joint, because if I were to carry a slip joint, it would be a really small, slim one like this. So they put an order in for me, and when they had some, they sent one out. So Bexar titanium in Magnacut. It's going to be my first experience with Magnacut. I'm really excited because I've been kind of poo-pooing it as an EDC steel. And yeah, so let's see what happens. 61 HRC, that's awesome. There's your signing, Holly something. And 1/4/2022. So this was recently assembled. And this is a slip joint, guys. This thin, small, titanium slip joint. Cool. So again, guys, Tactile Turn sent this out to the channel, so I want to say a big thank you to Will over there at Tactile Turn, I believe who I've been talking to on Instagram, and the whole team over there. You guys are awesome, and I really appreciate it. It means a lot that a company would trust me. Not trust me, but like think I'm worthy of sending a knife to. Whenever that happens, I truly appreciate it. And I'm actually excited for this one. You guys know I'm not normally a slip joint guy. But again, I was thinking if I were to carry one, it would be super slim, lightweight. And I love titanium. Obviously, I'm bougie. So it just makes sense to me that this would work. Something that would maybe disappear in pocket or something like that, right? So we have this epic milling. It's just like their pens. So that's what they're known for, this really cool milling pattern. Nice pivot. Looks like we have T8 hardware. It almost looks like T10, but I'm guessing it's just because of the size of the knife. T8 hardware. We have this lanyard. You guys know I'm not a lanyard guy, but it's a slip joint. So I might leave it on there because I'm not going to be fidgeting with it in the normal sense. You do have a nail nick. Looks like it's set up for righty only in terms of the nail nick. See that? So that's interesting. We'll see how strong the pull is and if that's an issue. Here is the spine. So you can see that back spring. There's a little hump right here. I'm not sure what that's for. Let's see if you can see it. Can you see right there where that hump kind of takes place? I don't know if that has something to do with how the spring works. We shall see as we open it how the spring reacts. So let's zoom out, and we're going to go for it. So left-handed, that was an easy pull. There's some black goop coming out. I don't know if I should mess with it by removing it. And then there's no like play right here at all. I mean, I can feel a little something. I don't know if that means anything. Now, we can see the spring is not flush at this point. The spring is sticking up a little bit right there. Again, I'm not a slip joint expert. I don't know what all that means, but It's not flush. It's a little, you can feel it right here. But then it does sort of flush out as it goes down. Then it opens all the way up. Now that spring, again, is flush down. You can feel that bump. And here's the blade. This is a completely different blade shape than I remember. I sort of remember it being a drop point, but I could be absolutely crazy, or they could be doing different blade shapes. This is a freaking clip point, and it kind of looks like a Bowie to me. This is a sexy freaking blade, guys. Look at this. And then it says in giant print, not giant print, in their really nice font, Magnacut. Look at that. And over here, Tactile. And there's your nail nick. This thing is freaking thin, guys. Look at that. So real quick, let's go back and check that spring again. So here we go. It has that bump right here. And then when we close it, it's pretty stiff. It is... Oh, no. So it is up off of the... it is up off of the scale right there. See that? A little bit. And then... it's in that same position, and then open. It looks, focus. Yeah, it looks about the same all the way around. It's just now the spine is contacting. So yeah, it remains in the same sort of position all the way around. Let me get that black goop off. I don't know if that's good for the knife or what, but aesthetically it's bugging me. So I'm just going to get rid of it. We'll see if it comes back as we open and close this guy. I mean, we have a nice pool, guys. Really, really nice pool. I am not a slip joint guy, as you know. Honestly, the closest knife that I recently got that I carry that is sort of traditionally is either the OEM Slim Utility from Richard Rogers, which, there you go, is a good size comparison, or the variant from Kvist Blade Works, which actually does not have a clip, much like a traditional or a slip joint. It comes with this clip slip. And these are both remaining open right now because I'm trying to, I'm trying to put something on there to get rid of lock stick. So I don't want to close them right now, so I'm not going to do that. The Kvist doesn't really have lock stick. That's like bad or anything. I'm just testing out this oxidization stuff. Anyway, so I was thinking maybe this would work, but it's obviously a lot thinner than I thought. So this is just going to fall in there and fall out. So plan B, and hang on a second, guys. Apologize. Is... There we go. So, when I got the Richard Rogers knife, it comes with a slip because you can actually remove this clip. This is a genius idea, by the way. He added these standoffs to put the clip on, and that way you can remove the standoffs and use these two body screws instead of these long screws, and that'll remove the clip. So you have no clip, and then they include a leather slip like this. So my thought was, because that knife is pretty damn slim, aka it's called the OEM Slim. Sorry, let me just get all this in here. I was thinking I could use it for this. So let's see. So it's not a perfect fit. It's going to probably slip out. But I think it'll be good enough. It's not like super, you know, you'd have to shake it a good bit. And if it's just sitting in my pocket, I doubt it would come out. We'll have to see how that goes. But at least now I can just do this. And then I'll have it protected. I mean, it's a slip joint anyway, so I guess I could just drop it in my pocket. I would just be afraid to mar up this really nice titanium, you know? Why not? And in the meantime, I might try to have a slip made for it. I know some people told me that they've had one made, so I might just say, hey, make me one with a clip. and then I can have it in my pocket as a clip. But we'll see. I am for sure going to be carrying this to review, and I think I'm going to be carrying it after that. It's just gorgeous. And I think it'd be a great little backup knife or even a third knife to have around. The edge is interesting. So hold on. It feels like really freaking sticky. And I don't know if that's in a good way or a bad way. So let's test it out. Again, this is Magnacut. This is my first time feeling Magnacut. And yeah, it is. That's what I was saying. I didn't know if it was good or bad. It's really like gritty. The edge. You hear that? Yeah, I think it was sharpened on. I think it was sharpened like on a belt or something, and maybe it didn't knock the burr off. So let me pause this and come right. Okay, so I stropped it like 25 times on each side with the green compound and just the bare leather side. Now, I'm not a stropping expert or anything. I have had decent success. I use this piece of crap, Beavercraft leather thing, and you can see how bad that looks. So we'll see if that did anything. And if not, I may just need to have it sharpened by somebody to have an acceptable sort of EDC edge, because I want it to be able to slice through things. Let's see. Yeah, so you can cut paper. I can get through it, you know. It's just very rough. Like, I know you can hear it, obviously. Hopefully you can hear it. I don't want to harp on it too much, but and maybe this is how it's supposed to come. Maybe I just don't understand what, you know, how maybe Magnacut, that's how it sharpens up. Maybe it's super toothy, but I feel like it should just rip through the paper. Let's zoom in on it and see if we can see. Maybe you guys can see something that I don't understand. Can you guys see the edge? I don't know. Should I put... Can I zoom in further? I don't know. I certainly have no idea what I'm looking at, so if anybody does, you can see my damn fingerprints if anybody wants to copy them. Just looks really rough in general, right? So I don't know what would cause that. Or if, again, that might just be the steel. That could just be how Magnacut sharpens. I don't know. But it's, you know, it's a little concerning because I don't sharpen, so I don't have really the means to fix it. But I think for what I do in terms of cutting into packaging and stuff, like, let's see, I have this random package here. I don't even know what it is. So let's just see if we can cut into it easily. Yeah, so we cut into that. Spring, again, is pretty stiff, but that worked one-handed, so let's put that down. Ah, yes! This is my tea, guys. So, ooh, look at that. You guys can use that if you want. I think it's called PewX, mypewx.com, which I thought was going to be something related to, you know, pew pew, but it's tea. I ordered this stuff. This stuff is amazing, guys. I ordered 4 of these, and I thought it was peppermint tea because it's all in Polish, but it actually says nettle tea. So I got 4 peppermints, and they were different. This stuff is really good. So anyway, I got some tea. And it did cut really well there, guys. So I think it'll work. You know, it's not like I actually cut paper when I use a knife. So we'll see how it works as is. And I can always have a buddy put an edge on it and let me know how the Magnacut feels. I really like the action. I'm really digging it. I like a semi-stiff spring. That's what she said. And this has that, man. And it nails the action. It hits that half stop, pops open, hits the half stop, pops closed. I'm one of those people that's sort of in my mind gave Nick Shabazz shit for giving this knife of the year, right? Last year, but I'm starting to possibly understand what he was thinking. The machining on this is incredible. I didn't actually watch that video. I just heard that he did that. See that D-shaped pivot? The machining is incredible. It is so freaking thin. It's impressive how thin this is, including that blade stock. So it is going to be a really good slicer, right? I'm loving the overall aesthetic of it. I really actually do like this lanyard for once, which is cool. And ergonomically, it actually fits really well in my hand. And the spring, while not super stiff on the close, like I can push that a little bit, but it's giving me resistance right here. And then it's bouncing back. So at what point does it sort of right there? So, I mean, you got to get to about there before it kicks to the half stop. So you got plenty of room there. And if you're putting pressure right here, it's going to be really hard to close that. So it's kind of lined up pretty well if you're going to hold it back here. I don't know. I think it would be really good for EDC stuff. Now, again, I told you, see, it's a little stiff for the one-handed stuff. I told you it was given to me by Tactile Knife for review, obviously. It wasn't technically free. I mean, it was free, but I'm going to do a review on it. That doesn't mean that I'm going to give it a positive review. It doesn't mean, you know, I was told I needed to say anything. They honestly did not ask any of those questions. You'd be surprised in the knife community, guys, how many of these companies will send us stuff, us as in reviewers, and they don't have any terms. Like, I didn't have a conversation with Tactile that said, I'm going to review this and be 100% honest, and if I don't like the knife, you know, I won't like the knife, right? That's implied for me, right? And they didn't send me anything saying, you need to give this positive review or we can't give it to you. Or if you're not going to have positive things to say, don't post anything, right? None of that happened. They saw my thumb stud Rockwall review, which, to be honest, if you watch that review, it wasn't like a glowing review, right? I had some issues with that knife. And I went on and on about Magnacut in that video. And they still reached out after that and said, hey, thanks for the review, the honest review. They didn't say that, but that's what they meant. Would you be interested in the Bexar? And I said, hell yeah, right? That's how it happened. And then they put an order in for me, and here we are. You know, a month and a half later, I have this knife with no stipulation or anything. Just in case you're wondering how those conversations go, I try to be 100% just full. Like, I want you guys to know everything, right? There's a word for that it's escaping me right now. So I try to do that, right? I try to tell you the situation. If you watch my live streams, I'll literally pull up on the screen like my YouTube ad money and what I made last month. I'll tell you exactly what I paid for shipping last month. I'll tell you how much I get for Patreon, whatever, right? I try to do that so you guys understand where, you know, that I'm not trying to hide anything, because as a viewer, even though somebody's not actually hiding anything or acting like they're hiding anything, you just have these questions, right? Like, I want to know what the hell Metal Complex makes every month on YouTube, right? Like, I want to know what his freaking income is from YouTube, Patreon, and all that shit. He's not going around telling anybody that. And to be fair, he's at a much higher level than I am, so I get it. Maybe there's a point where it's not a good idea to tell people, because then, you know, but at this point, I will. And, yeah, anyway, long story short, this was sent to me, Jesus. And I wasn't required to do anything. So, this is me rambling about it. But I freaking like it. And that's why I'm saying this, because I want you to know this is my, like, totally unbiased opinion. This thing is fucking sweet. I like it so much more than I thought I did. I actually handled a prototype, I think, at Blade Show. And I wasn't that impressed, but I had handled 1,000 knives that day, and I don't remember it having this awesome blade shape. Now, to be fair, I'm not the biggest fan of a Laney's clip or clip point, because the tip is upswept, so for labels and stuff, but I can flip it over. But we'll see how that goes. Other than that, the looks and everything, I love the clip point look. Man, I'm just like staring at this thing. This thing is sexy, and it's breaking in. I mean, or I'm getting used to it, but it feels really good, guys. I really like it. Let's do the traditional thing. Bang, right? All right, so that's it, guys. That's the Tactile Bexar or Bayer from Tactile Knife Co. A big thank you to them for sending it again. I really appreciate that. Here's the information again. This is my first chance with Magnacut. I mean, it's on everything now, but this is my first chance with it, and I'm excited. You know, we're not off to the best start with this edge, but I think it's just set up for other stuff. It's not set up to cut paper, right? Which is okay. We'll see how that goes, you know. Yeah, I definitely don't like doing that. This is okay, but that initial drop. This thing is thin, guys. Here, take a look inside real quick. It's just stupid thin. There's just a spring in there and some pins I see. And it looks like it's on washers. I can kind of see a washer in there glinting. Real quick, let me just show you how thin it is, and then we can move on. Or I'll, you know. Here's the Deca, which is, I think, is known as a thin knife. It's about half a Deca. The Ferrenforge Stinger is definitely known as a thin knife. It's about half a Stinger, maybe a little more than half a Stinger. I mean, it's stupid thin. And the blade stock, like, again, here's the Stinger. Here's the Bayer, Bexar. Look at that. Just stupid thin. I don't even want to know what the stock is. 0.09 is the thinnest I've ever seen. But this could be thinner than that. It's super lightweight. Yeah, awesome. So, there it is, guys. Thank you again to Tactile Turn. Thank you guys for watching. I'm going to slip this into my Rogers slip and put it in my pocket. I hope you guys have an absolutely fantastic day, and I will catch you later. Yeah, this reminds me of the good old days. So, I just threw the Bexar here on these fine ceramic stones that come with the Sharp Maker from Spyderco. I haven't taken this thing out in probably over a year. But shout out to Tri-State EDC. Check his channel out, Cole. He has a Magnacut rock wall with thumb studs, and he said his came the same way, where it just felt sort of, I don't know, gritty or something at the edge. But he hit it on the stone, ceramic stone, like literally 3 passes on each side, and all of a sudden it was freaking razor sharp. So it must be the Magnacut, just, you know, their machines at Tactile don't like to finish it up, or, you know, they're obviously learning how to, you know, handle this steel. So Now, this is after I did do a little more than I did 20 passes on each side, but you can see compared to when it came out of the box, it's definitely a lot better. Still not perfect or anything, but it's definitely much more usable now, for me anyway. And I'm going to hit it on the ultra fine and see if that helps us out at all. Again, I have not used this in over a year probably. I just have my knives sharpened by professionals or friends who like to sharpen. I do not. This used to be relaxing for me when I had 5 knives and I would sharpen them up, you know, once every month or so. I'd take this out and sharpen them all up and try to shave my hairs and shit. But now that I have so many knives, I'm just more concerned with other things. And I'd rather get a mirror polished edge from somebody than do it myself. I did try stropping this, as you saw earlier, and that did not really do anything. It might have made it worse, honestly. So if I had done this right away, I think maybe we'd be farther along. But anyway, usually I try to do like 25 or 30 passes on each side. Oop. And then turn these. And trust me, guys, I am not claiming I am good at this, so do not take this as a sharpening lesson. But I just want to see what this does to the Magnacut on this knife here. All right, and then take my strop, and I'm just gonna try to knock off any of that material or stone or whatever. So we're shaving hairs, or at least we're scalping hairs. So it's still got that sort of sound to it, like it's going through a little thicker. But it's slicing very well. So there you go, guys. That is the Tactile Bexar with a just cleaned up edge, basically. It just needed a little cleaning from factory, I guess. It feels a lot better now. Yeah, it definitely feels sticky, but not gritty. So there was some tooth in there, or whatever. I don't know how to, I'm not an expert on edges, so maybe you can see the difference now. We did this earlier. Let's see if I can zoom in more. There we go. You guys tell me if you see a difference. This is kind of fun. All right, so there you go. And yeah, so I'm going to start carrying this bad boy. I did Loctite it last night as well. The unboxing was last night. And I let it sit, and it's mostly centered. You can see it's a little off to that side, but slip joints tend to do that. The tip looks dead centered to me. And it was tightened all the way down. Not really any play. I mean, again, it's a slip joint. And just going to rock it in the Richard Rogers slip. So there you go, guys. Thanks. Peace.